All right, okay, let's do it. Hey everyone, what's up and welcome if you're new. I hope you guys are doing well. So this video, if you're new here, I'm Buli, this is Mac, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, okay. So this video came about when I had a little bit of a, not rant, actually a bit of a rant when I was explaining, you know, to be quite honest, in my journey of dating, I wasn't keen on dating guys from church. To be quite honest, I liked to date guys from outside church, like guys that are not from the environment, because I felt like church guys were a lot, which we're gonna get into. And yeah, we'll get into it a bit. So I just didn't want that for myself, because I was like, I don't think I'll find myself in a relationship or space where I'd be happy, you know, with someone who's real. Nonetheless, I met my husband, and who is a guy who really loves God for himself. But when I got to know him, I was so excited that, you know what, this guy is such a normal guy, which we need. So that sparked the conversation of the church guys, and really how church guys have, there's no other way I can say that. Like, you're hlukumezing other kids. What's hlukumezing? Just put it in the comment section. You're hlukumezing other kids, and it needs to stop now. I thought that we'd just open up and discuss this topic, kind of like what church guys need to know, what they need to know and what they need to stop doing, you know. So we're gonna get into that a bit today. So before we move on or continue, I'm gonna ask you to kindly subscribe, and I hope that you enjoy. Share the video, comment please as we go along. I really love seeing and appreciate your comments and interactions. And yeah, without wasting any more time, let's just get into it. There's so many things that church guys do that is so wrong, and the reason why I think it really hurts is that it's a place where we don't expect it. Now, I'm not saying that we go to church because we're looking for perfect people, because that's the last place that we're gonna find perfect people. We are striving to be like Christ, and we're constantly being transformed, but we're not gonna be perfect, okay? We're always going to try and improve ourselves. So we're not saying that we're looking for perfect people, but we are looking for people who are like-minded. So people who have the same values or want to align themselves with the same values and live the kind of life that I'm also living, and I want to do life with them. Where am I going to find them? At church. So we're all on the same page, right? So that's where the issue came from, where the place where I'm supposed to be getting what I need is the place where I'm not going to get what I need. That's why I'd rather go outside. And sometimes we find what we should be getting outside in the place where we shouldn't be getting. And I think that's the frustrating part. So we're going to chop it up and talk about really what we need and why we need it, and the things that church guys really need to stop doing. First thing that we're going to talk about and what we need is honesty. Church guys need to start being honest. Church guys know how to raise their hands at the perfect time and say amen and I receive, and that's not what we need. We need honesty, okay? We need honesty about your struggles. We need honesty about your strengths. We need honesty about your weaknesses, so that we know what we are signing up for. They want to come across as the perfect package, and we are not asking for perfection. I think that's what people don't understand, or maybe what they don't understand is that we're not asking for perfection, okay? We are not expecting perfection from you, but we're expecting a level of honesty, okay? Honest that if you're still struggling and not even struggling, if you like, oh, I still, and maybe it's something that you want to stop, you know, maybe like, hey, I want to stop drinking, but these are still my struggles, or I have issues with anger. We don't touch on that one. I'm stubborn. I have issues with anger. I have issues with lust. It's better to tell us so that we know what we're signing up for. And if I know that, oh, okay, these are his weaknesses, this is what he desires, okay? He really wants to be that guy who honors God and all that stuff, but this is where he's at right now. At least I know I can support you in that way. One of the ladies said, church guys like to cover up brokenness so that they can seem perfect, right? Instead of facing their issues. And I agree with it 100%. We are not saying brokenness is not allowed. We're just saying be honest in your brokenness so that we get the full picture, okay? If you're heartbroken from the get-go or from other times, or maybe you're going through issues with your family, you don't have to tell the world, but at least tell me as the person who is approaching me that this is where I'm at. Because people forget that we also have emotions, right? We're still figuring things out. So if you're broken, oftentimes you might go through those emotions, whatever those emotions may be, whether it's anger, whether it's depression, like I said, whether it's sadness, whatever the case may be. I need to know where you're at emotionally, mentally, so that I can be present. Because oftentimes what happens is that people just lash out. Now, if you're just going to lash out at me and I'm on the other side receiving the byproduct or the fruit of your hidden secrets and your hidden issues, oftentimes it comes out as abusive, it comes out as manipulative, because number one, you lash out and then you know what's wrong. But because you're not dealing with it, you come back and say, no, I'm sorry. And then I forgive. And then you do it again because you're not dealing with your issues. And now we're fighting at the fact that you're lashing out instead of dealing with the real issues, that you've got issues. You've got a problem. Another reason why I don't think I know honesty is very important, and why church guys really need to be honest, is that, let's just say, okay, for example, Mugai is dating, I don't know, we'll give her the name Amy, okay? And things were okay, man. I mean, look, guys, all things being fair, let's be honest. There's people that we date and the idea of them seemed better than the reality of being with them. Let's just be fair. It happens in life, you know. Okay. So things with Amy, okay. And here, then Mugai meets Nontlantla. Nontlantla, yeah. All right. Okay. Chef's kiss, perfect. You, Nontlantla, amazing. The problem is that there's one of two things that are going to happen. You're either not going to tell Nontlantla about Amy, okay? That's problem number one. And in not telling her, you are not only messing up the foundation of your relationship with Nontlantla, but now you're also messing with Amy. And here's my thing. There's nothing wrong with going back to the drawing board and saying, and this is my personal opinion, which I think is fair, to say, you know, I thought things with us are going to work out, but I don't think for me, this is going to be a situation where we are going to thrive together. I know it hurts, but at least you're being honest. And that's something that I took on in my dating phase, where I asked the gent to say, and not even Kevin, even gents before that, to say, look, my guy, if you don't want to be with me, you prefer Samantha, rather tell me so that I don't look like, you know, a dunderhead. Oh, my love, I'm here, but you are there with Samantha. And then I'm left untold. What's gonna irritate me is the fact that then there you are not respecting me, because by not being honest with me, you're not respecting me enough to tell me the truth. That is why I feel like church guys need to be honest in that if you feel like Unontlantla is the better fit for you, but you had Amy, have the decency, have the courage, the manliness to be honest and say, look, man, it's not working out and I apologize. And depending also on how far your relationship is, just be honest. In fact, you shouldn't even have started a relationship here, just saying, but you need to say, look, what I thought I wanted is not what's happening, and I don't want to string you on any longer. And I've also found myself in a predicament where I probably opened doors prematurely on this side that I shouldn't have. So I apologize for that, and I should have said from the get-go, but I didn't know, because it happens, what I thought I needed until. You see, it's not the best, but it's honesty. It's honesty, and honesty is what we need. It saves you a lot, because God forbid now you are here with Nonhlanhla. Amy's still thinking, babe. And then when you guys get ready to get married, and you know at church sometimes they make you stand up or they show your picture and they're like, marriages, you know, this guy. There, Matthew and Nonhlanhla are standing. Amy's there like, yeah? You see that? And we've seen many times, people do that. The issue is honesty. Be honest. If you don't like the girl anymore, say it. If you don't like what she does, say, communicate your emotions, your feelings. Then we are on the same page. But don't make me look like... Just don't make me look like a stupid. Don't make me look like a fool, please. Just don't do it. Just be honest. You see, I'll be hurt, ne? But I'll salute you for your honesty. Another thing that church guys need to know is that spirituality is not going to substitute action. Okay? It doesn't... The Bible itself says faith without works is dead. And I know we joke about this all the time, but there was one of the ladies in the comments who said that this guys will get their numbers from a church group, whether you're in a home cell together or whatever, and then just say hi Mzalwan, or send scriptures, or like good morning over, come on now, like come on. If you see someone and you like her, please go and ask her out, and not in an aggressive way. So be honest, say, ma'am, excuse me, you know, my name is Jabu. I've been eyeing you for a while, and I'd really love to get to know you, okay? And once she has given you her number, call her, text her, how was your day? We can share the word of God and all that stuff, but ask her, how was your day? You know, talk, you know, how was school? How was work? Hey, you know, the other person the other day at work frustrated me. Take it from there. Okay, you got the numbers, you got her attention, now stagian. Can't go forward because ustagile. No, chief. No. There's only so much prayer you can do. Most of the time, it's the work that you need to put in as well. Don't substitute. If once you've got the girl and you know you want to get married, you don't have to pray. Actually, you pray and say, Lord, I'd really love to marry this person, you know. And once God gives you the go-ahead, then you tell her, like, you know what, now that we're together, my intention is to do this. And once it's your intention, do the next best thing. Start saving if you haven't already. In fact, save from today, bro. Can put away that 10 rand, 100 rand, 5,000 rand, whatever you can. Be practical. Be practical, because sometimes we find ourselves in this I want to, and you're praying about it, but you're not doing anything to try and help you get there. For example, if I want to start a business, I can pray, but prayer is not going to magically register my business on CIPC. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I think that's where we kind of get it wrong, where we have the faith, but it's not gonna work. Like the word says, without work that's dead. It doesn't matter. It's not gonna count for anything if you're just chilling. Okay? And also, church guys, please learn how to deal with rejection. We're not all gonna say yes to you. Like, it happens, and it's okay. Sometimes you make people uncomfortable and make the women who have said no to you so uncomfortable because you don't know how to deal with rejection. I just think that's not fair. And sometimes it's not that the woman is rejecting you because something's wrong with you. I mean, if I like particular kind of guy and you're just not that guy. It happens, guys. It happens. Please, can you learn how to deal with rejection and not make my life a living hell? Like Yang Landela. Hey, mountain, no. By fire, by force, this mountain shall be removed. No, I said no, okay? Stop hounding, like, ula. Like, honestly, I've seen instances where the men are like steady, like waiting for you to pass by, and by the time you turn around, he's here. He's here. Like, chief, no, give me room. If I said it's a no, it's a no. And stop following me. Stop being a creep. We don't like that. Another thing is that church guys need to stop expecting so much from women, especially when it comes to character. Women need to do this. Women need to be that. Women, like Proverbs 31, you are reading it for us now. This is what my woman needs to be, especially when you're a guy looking for a wife. And then what are you bringing to the table? When we say bringing to the table, the biggest thing is character. The biggest thing is character. Women always find themselves in an environment where they're going to conferences and being refined, and they want to be the best that they can be for themselves and then for other people. And I know that there's also not many platforms for men to go. There might not be as many, but they are there. So where men can go and be refined, you know. But I don't think that it's out of reach for you to tap in and see a guy as singular, or a man or a mentor, and say, I need you to teach me certain things. You see, the problem is that women, they want a woman who's faithful, a woman who's respectful, a woman who's not going to talk back, a woman who's just going to say, yes, yebo baba. Who's just going to submit. A woman who's just going to say, where do you want me to go? Left, right? That's what they want, you know? But women in return don't get someone who respect them. And by respect, meaning you're not going to bring someone else in my space, another woman in my space, because commitment and faithfulness has also got a lot to do with respect. If you're not going to be faithful, it means you're not respecting me as your partner, you know? You're not respecting your partner because you're bringing someone else into their space. Like, you're not respecting that person. So the same respect that you want, you're not willing to give. You understand what I'm saying? So you have a whole list of what you want women to do. You must cook, you must clean, you must take care, you must support my vision, you must do this, you must do that. And then what are you bringing to the table? The bare minimum. No, sir. It's not going to happen. It needs to stop. We are not asking for a lot. The biggest thing that we're asking for is character. Your character needs to be refined. You need to be a man who is kind, okay? When it talks to character, and I say this all the time, we need men who are kind. We need men who are honest. We need men who are faithful. We need men who respect. We need men who will provide security emotionally, financially, sure. And I think also people kind of want to shy away from the financial thing, because then it's going to be like, but then you're a gold digger. No, I'm not a gold digger. No, we're not a gold digger. We're not gold diggers. In this life, we need finances to be able to get things done. Do you know what I'm saying? You desire so much. You can do the bare minimum by trying to be a person of character and going to Galatians 5:22-23, somewhere there. 1 Corinthians 13, somewhere there. Verse 4, around that place to 8. You can read that. That's what we need. Another thing that men need to realize, or church guys need to realize, is that romantic gestures are not a sin. Romantic gestures are not a sin. Romance is not fornication, okay? Please. Sometimes church guys can be the most unromantic guys. Woo. Women like to be made to feel like they're special. Women like to women are already precious. Women are already, you know, sensitive. Women like things, okay? And depending on the woman that you have, I mean, it's subject to change, but in general, most women like romantic things. And church guys, it's a struggle. Sometimes it's just the bare minimum of being thoughtful and just going to your woman and checking up. Are you okay? Do you need anything? Buy your lady some flowers. Buy her chocolate. Make her a care package. Yes, make her a care package. If it's that time of the month and you know she has cravings, be thoughtful. This is what I'm talking about. Thoughtfulness. That's that thing, man. That's that thing we need. We need thoughtfulness. Thoughtfulness. And it doesn't have to be expensive. It just be thoughtful. Go out on a picnic with her, okay? Whether you're eating Zinger wings or you're going to Signature, it's the same level of thoughtfulness that women need. It's that same romantic gesture to be like, you know what? Let's go to the movie. What are you doing? Instead of always hanging out with the boys, what are you doing this weekend? Are you free? Can I spend some time with you? And instead of her being the one to always organize the food basket, you do it. You do it. Thoughtfulness. Come on. But I do want to speak to the ladies though. As much as we've touched on some of the things that church guys do and they need to stop doing, it's very important that we are also not naive. I feel like we can see bad behavior and we can see, there's no other way. And I was thinking about it, I'm like, how am I gonna put this? You know, you can see dirt, you can see nonsense, but somehow you magically are going to assume that, hey, at least I have a person, I'm hoping that they're gonna change. No, guys, no. If a person is not putting you first, if a person is mistreating you, if a person, no, if they've shown you character issues, they're not going to change. Stop being naive, and just because you want to find yourself in a relationship, you can see that this guy is mistreating you. Doesn't mean that just because he's from church, he's going to be the most perfect fit. Because honestly, we have an issue with wolf in sheep's clothing. That's true. People know. We've seen it even all the time. If you want a girl, go to church. You'll find them there. So you find people who come from, and then they just want to dress up and look the part, but they just want to bag a church girl for whatever the reason may be. You know what I'm saying? Stop being naive. I think there's many things that we also could have avoided. We saw it coming. We saw the patterns. We saw the behavior. We saw the fact that this guy is not accountable. We saw the fact that this guy is stubborn. Stubbornness is also not attractive, guys. Nobody wants a guy who's stubborn. Nobody wants a guy who's not going to be able to be humble and be teachable. We all need to be humble. We all need to... Fruits of the Spirit. We all need to be humble. We all need to have humility. We all need to be teachable. Nobody wants a stubborn person, my way or the highway, and you think you're right just because you're discussing it with your boys and it's something you all agree on. It's probably a situation of the blind leading the blind. Ni wrong nonke. Be teachable. Be teachable. When someone introduces something and tries to teach you something new, don't be stubborn. Be teachable. You need to stop being naive. We need to stop being naive. If you can see someone is just pretentious, someone is pretending, if you don't know about their track record and you're praying and you don't feel comfortable, don't force the issue. Don't force the issue. Just please let it go. Let him be, let go, and let God. Another thing that we need to stop doing as ladies, we need to stop looking at the person's gifts, okay? Just because they're gifted doesn't mean that their character is refined. Again, we'll go back to the thing of a person can be singing, ooh, their best, hey, worship, the voice, the notes can hit there, ooh, perfect, 10 out of 10. But in their character, they suck. You know, they're unfaithful, they're rude, ooh, rude, ooh. They are conceited. I think especially in the church space, you'll find that the people who are really gifted, because people praise them on their gift, they get really big-headed, and we look at their gifts and be like, oh, he's such a nice counselor, he's such a nice leader. But honestly speaking, if the character is not it, stop looking at the gifts, because the gift doesn't show a perfect character. For example, like King Saul. King Saul started off well, but he allowed his character to be defiled. And that is why God was like, no, next king, David, come through. David did the same thing. Very gifted. King David, magnificent, very gifted. But then he began to have character flaws where he started to see that, hey, okay, I can get any woman that I want. And he started to adopt things that he was not supposed to adopt. That is the problem that we still have even today, that people can be gifted, but their character is a problem. That's why you'll find sometimes, okay, I don't want to get into it, but I don't want to get into it, but stop looking at the gifts. It's a bonus that a person can lead well. It's a great thing that a person can lead well. It's a great thing that a person is a good intercessor, a good counselor, they're becoming a pastor. That's fine. If that's what they want to do, that's fine. But you cannot let that be the only thing to be the deciding factor of whether you're going to be with someone or not. You can't say, once you've said, okay, he looks like a good leader, begin to dig and find out about that person, whether it's in prayer, well, not even whether, in prayer, and also in questions. Because when you go out with someone, you're not just talking about, hey mara, hey, you preached, hey, great stuff. No, you want to know more about that person. You'll find oftentimes that people who are so gifted, are so great, even within this church space, are so gifted and so great even within the church space, really struggle to maintain relationships even with their families. So you choose someone who is so great in this aspect at church, but how they treat their families or whatever the case may be, or their families are falling apart because they are neglecting the basics of how to do relationships. So it's in those things where I really feel like we need to be refined. And as women, we also need to take the responsibility for the poor decision making skills we've had, because we've looked on the outside and really not scrutinized the package that we've been presented with, for lack of a better word. So my thing is that, you know, I think there'll always be wolf in sheep's clothing, people who take advantage of that, take advantage of the fact that people know that this is a place where we want to find sound relationships, and they take advantage of that. But if we don't have discernment, we're going to continuously keep falling prey to people's misbehavior and deception. In all that being said, guys, please, we don't want to be woken up with good morning overcomer. Like, we really don't need that stuff. It's great if you share the word. I mean, it's great to be encouraged in the word. It's great to pray together. I'm not saying we shouldn't, but there needs to be, we really need to start tapping into the other factors that make us human. I want to know what your passions are. I want to know what your favorite hobbies are. I want to know your heart, you know, your true heart. I want to know everything that there is about you, what you like, what you don't like. I want to know if you like trap music. It's okay. I want to know if you like house. I want to know when the mapiano come, because people get hey, there at church, people get shocked. You play mapiano and it's like, hey, Mzalwan, relax. We're not these robots who, it's just draining, guys. It's really just draining. We want normal people. We want to be able to go out. We want to be able to have fun, go to restaurants, go out and dance, meet up with friends on the weekend. And I want you in your perfection, or I want you in everything that you have to offer, whether it's flawed, whether you're still working on it. I want that, so that I know how I can support you. The same way I have my flaws, you'll know how to support me. You'll know how to pray for me. You'll know how to love on me. You'll know how to be patient with me when I go through these things. It's the same thing that we want to have, okay? Church boys, please, let's just be normal and break out of that thing, man. It's too much. We're tired. We just want guys who are normal. And it's just unfortunate that sometimes in your pretense that you're hurting other women in the long run. Yeah, it needs to stop. And those who have been hurt before, especially the women who have been hurt before, I just feel like don't give up, you know, don't give up. I know there's a lot of, you know, the Bible says we'll sift you out like tare within the wheat. There's wheat and then there's tare. Sometimes it looks like there's a lot of tare, but trust me, there is wheat. Don't mess it up for the wheat, guys. Please don't mess it up for the wheat. If you're a tare, don't mess it up for the wheat, guys. There's guys who are genuinely really awesome, people that you can have real genuine conversations with, educated men of God, men who are educated and men who just are normal, man. Come on, that's all we need. Okay, so I don't want to ramble any longer. We don't want cliches. Please leave it at the door. All right, we just want love, we just want sanity, we want faithfulness, we want commitment. We don't want games. Okay, I hope that you guys have enjoyed it. I hope I covered and did justice to this topic and helped us to all get on the same page instead of in terms of agreeing. And again, like I said, comment down below. Let's continue this conversation down in the comment section. I know I might have touched some nerves, but it's okay. It's okay. I'll take one for the team. I hope that you guys enjoyed that. Till the next time. Mwah. Bye.